This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
Tom Kutcher also throwing it out there coming into this event that any class coming over 30 entries would also run for $1,000. S2, S4, and Tag Cadet actually all getting over that 30 mark, and they will run for $1,000. $500 to win, $300 for second, $200 for third. So that kicks another $3,000 into the pot here this weekend. Pro Tour, right about $100,000 at this point for the purse and prize money and prizes that will be going out the SKUSA door here in 2013. And I expect there'll be more added to the Super Nationals as well. The Superkarts USA crew obviously working very hard to get this Pro Tour underway. Great numbers already at the Pro Kart Challenge in California. The Midwest Pro Kart Challenge getting started next week. And then, of course, the Texas Pro Kart Challenge, the Rocky Mountain PKC, and the brand new series up in the Pacific Northwest, the Can-Am Rotax Pro Kart Challenge. Stock Moto and Rotax will probably be the primary categories in that program. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mike Rawlson and the crew putting together a new series up in the Pacific Northwest. They get kicked off, I believe it's mid-May, 19, 20, 21, right around there up at Chilliwack, BC. Gorgeous racetrack in British Columbia. That'll be a great way to kick off that program. Sonny Cervelli now to the top of the chart here with 5 minutes to go. The number 73 Cervelli is 50.698. Just about 600ths of a second quicker than Davey Manthai Jr. in the number 42. Noah Gray in the 324, now third. Emerson Reed in the number 88, now running in the 4 spot. Philip Dennis in the 98, capping off your Fast 5. Dennis on the ART GP. 50.698, Sonny Cervelli, quickest driver on the racetrack right now. Do again want to welcome everyone joining us live on ekartingnews.com. Thrilled that you're able to be with us here, getting the live play-by-play from Tucson. Fill everyone in as well. If you'd like to hear it when you're on the road, all you have to do is download the live stream app, and you're able to get the play-by-play on your smartphone. Wherever you are, you can stay in touch with what's going on here at the Spring Nationals. Of course, Race Monitor going as well. You're able to get the times that are going on wherever you are on Race Monitor. If you don't have that app downloaded, I would highly suggest it. Live timing wherever you are. We do want to send a message out to all those of you listening in. If you want to give any feedback on the broadcast, you want to give a shout-out to any one of your drivers, just send us an email to news@ekartingnews.com. We'd be happy to get back to you, give your shout-out to any of your favorite drivers in the paddock. Of course, always great to hear the feedback and hear who's listening in around the country. And if you are, do us a big favor as well. Get on social media, get on Facebook, let people know you're listening live. Make sure they have the URL on there, ekartingnews.com/live. Give them the link. Get it on Twitter, get it on Instagram, whatever it is, so that everybody knows that we are live all weekend long here from Musselman Honda Circuit. Cervelli holding on to the top time here with 3.5 minutes remaining in Tag Junior. This category brought to you by Phil Giebler Racing. Manthey Jr. in second, back by just 0.06 of a second. Noah Gray, 1/1000th of a second behind Manthey. 67 thousandths of a second separating first, second, and third here in Tag Junior. This is going to be a barn burner of a category here in 2013. Emerson Reed in the number 88, now up into fourth. Caravello in 6th, lap 4. Preston in 7th, lap 3. Rocha, lap 3. And now Carter Williams, lap 3 as well in 9th. Willie Axton, as I said, in the number 24, lap number 7. No one going any quicker when they get into the teens here, as we have a number of drivers who have turned 11 or 12 laps at this point. Just over a minute remaining here in Tag Junior. Now into the final minute here in the Tag Junior category. Final minute. "22 drivers on the racetrack for qualifying. Luke Selleck, your national number 1 plate holder, coming in later on today. Not able to make it for Friday practice. School commitments kept him at home. He's going to be behind the 8 ball from the get-go. Obviously missing the opportunity for the bonus points in qualifying and the bonus points through the heat races. All depends on when he's able to get in here. Initial plans were to miss Saturday altogether and come in Saturday night, but I guess they were able to swing some things to get him here a little later. I said he's going to be behind the 8 ball, just going to try to get as many points as he can come Saturday afternoon here in the main event to see if he can maybe fend off what could be a tough race later on. Otherwise, it will be his drop race. Cervelli in the 73, still with a quick lap, 50.698. Manthey Jr. in the 42 P2. Noah Gray in 3rd. Emerson Reed 4th. Philip Dennis in the 5th spot. CRG, Aero, FA, Top Kart, and Art GP. Good mix of karts in the top 5. Time winding down, as we said. So the checkered flag has flown, and we are done with Tag Junior. Great run for Sonny Cervelli in the 73. He kicks off the 2013 Pro Tour with the first pole position of the season here at the Spring Nationals. Sonny Cervelli on the CRG number 73, top driver in that category. Cervelli, Manthai Jr., first and second. Folks, qualifying is underway. Stick with us. We have lots of live coverage of this Spring Nationals still to come on ekartingnews.com.
Do you remember Intrepid? Of course you do. Their record in the U.S. includes countless wins and championships, from club racing to the Stars of Karting Series and the SKUSA SuperNationals. Well, Intrepid is back, and they've teamed with Champion Racing once more. Quality, innovative, and amazingly affordable. These are the words that describe the new era of Intrepid. It was 10 years ago when Champion Racing first partnered with Intrepid, and the results were staggering. Multiple victories. Of the year.
This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
Welcome back, folks, to live coverage of the 2013 Spring Nationals here in Tucson, Arizona. Rob Howden alongside David Cole. We'll bring Tony Laporte in a little later on, as well as this EKN broadcast team set to go for the next 2 days. We're just into qualifying right now. A couple rounds of heat races and main events still to come live here on ekartingnews.com. We'll give our first shout out of the weekend to Mike Marini, who is working on some karts back in, I believe, Indiana. I'm not sure where he is right now, but Mike Marini, a former Howden Media Group employee and a good friend of the crew. Do want to give a shout out as well to Mike's wife, Elena. Very close to busting out Little Marini #1. Elena, I hope you're feeling well and all is good. We're all anxiously awaiting the arrival of the third member of the Marini clan. Hope all is well. You guys enjoy the day. On track right now, S2. Pure Karting, the sponsor of the category. Axel Mattes, one of the drivers coming out of the S5 category, graduating into S2 here this weekend. Mattes up top. 48.432, but only 23 of the 34 drivers in S2 have taken to the racetrack. Looking down pit lane here, looks like maybe they've all finally got on track. I think maybe they have at this point. Number of drivers coming around for the first time. Again, as we said, folks, if you'd like to get a shout out or give us any feedback, send us an email to news@ekartingnews.com. Get on Facebook, get on Twitter, whatever you want to do. Let us know that you're listening in and you're enjoying yourself, and we'd obviously love to hear from you. Beautiful day here right now in Tucson. We're expecting temperatures in the mid to high 80s. Light breeze going on right now. And of course, you're always worried about the winds here at Tucson in April. Looking at the forecast, it should be below 20 miles an hour, maybe 15 miles an hour winds. We can live with that. Because right now the weather is just beautiful. especially those stuck back up in the northern climes, man, it is. We thought the winter was gone and spring was here, but snow coming in Minnesota. I know they've got freezing rain as well, and up in Canada, from where I'm from, it's crazy right now. Axel Matas still with the quickest lap, but Troy Deedy in the number 441 dropped the hammer. He'll go to P2. Miguel Lopez now in the 13 up there to second spot. Bunch of drivers stacked up in pit lane getting ready to roll out here now. 4 of them had not yet pulled onto the racetrack, and now they're going. They were hiding underneath one of the covered areas of the pit lane here, so 4 drivers have yet to come onto the racetrack. I want to say it's Ryan Belanger, Augie Lurch, Chance Stephen, Colton Griffin, Garrett Boone, and Miana Wick. Those drivers not yet on the racetrack. We only have 6.5 minutes remaining. We'll see if this trend we saw in the tag junior category continues here throughout the day, as fast laps coming somewhere between lap number 2 and lap number 5. Everyone rolling out on track. Chance Stevens, Augie Lurch, all rolling out on track. Let's hope they don't get in someone else's way on a flyer. Obviously something to be concerned about. 34 drivers in the field, so not only is turning a good lap important, but finding an open place on the racetrack. You need to find that open track to be able to lay that time down. Axel Matas up top in the number 7, but here comes Christian Sherman in the CRG number 17D. He'll go to P2. Miguel Lopez out of Texas in the GP number 13 in the 3rd spot. Troy Deedy in the 441 CRG in 4th. Alan Michelle in the Tony Kart number 10 in 5th position. Don Whittington in the number 66F. Tony Kart driver now in 6th. Joshua Delogier in the 111 in 7th. Ryan Kinnear 8th in the number 3. 9th right now, the 177 of Curtis Paul Jr. Rounding out your top 10 is Connor Wagner. Cody Deedy in the number 3, a winner at the Summer Nationals last year in Miller Motorsports Park, up to 4th. National 3, Cody Deedy now to 4th position, 48.601, a 48.424 quick time for Matas. He's 0.06 of a second quicker than Sherman. Just outside the top 10, Connor Wagner now in the 15, Garrett Boone in the 100. Sky Finley in the pole position card in DR, number 727 to 15th. And here comes Augie Lurch. Lap number 1, Lurch rolls out a 48.187. 0.2 of a second clear of Matas. Augie Lurch of the Pure Karting, Tony Kart number 12, P1. .187 on lap number 1, the quickest for Lurch. How long will the drivers stay here in pit lane? A lot of them already heading back. Lap number 2 for Lurch, 2 for Matas, 3 for Boone. Lap 1 for Stevens, lap 2 for Griffin, lap 1 for Sherman. Pretty much the first couple of laps. You got to get it done in 5 laps here in qualifying. It seems to be when these MG tires and this asphalt in Tucson mating the best. A couple drivers off over in between turn number 3 and 4, and one of them actually into turn number 4. So we got a yellow flag waving between 3 and 4 now. 48.156 quick time here for Augie Lurch. Almost 0.3 of a second quicker than Axel Matas in the number 7M. The 100 of Garrett Boone in 3rd, the 22 of Chance Stevens in 4th, and the 88 of Colton Griffin. Griffin now goes to 2nd on lap 3, 48.406. Colton Griffin just over 0.2 of a second behind Lurch. And that number 88. Pure Karting 1-2. Good run for these two Tony Kart pilots. It's the GP driver Axel Matas in 3rd, and the 7, the Burrell of Garrett Boone 100. In 4th, and rounding out your Fast 5 right now, the DR kart of Chance Stevens in the 22. Christian Sherman, Miguel Lopez, Cody Deedy, Troy Deedy, and Alan Michelle, your top 10. Folks, being told right now that Luke Selican has landed in Phoenix and is on his way to the racetrack now. So the focus will be, can they get here quick enough to get him out here for the heat race? The opening heat race. I don't know if they'll be able to make it in time. That's about an hour and 35 minutes door to door. Almost 2 hours, actually, door to door. Augie Lurch still setting the pace. 48.156 for Lurch. Checkered flag flying to end the session here in S2. Augie Lurch, the number 12. Going to make a run of the championship this year, 48.156. Always great to see these drivers working their way up in the S2 category. And then moving into S1. We've got some great drivers who have moved to S1 this year and really makes it exciting. 18 drivers in all in S1. And I know of at least 5 that plan to come to the Summer Nationals, just were not able to make it here to the Spring Nats. So we're going to have over 20 S1s, maybe even closer to 25 S1s come Summer Nationals time. And I would bet we'll see a full field of 40 at the Super Nats running for that $10,000 to win. 10 grand to win in KZ, in S1, and Tag Senior at the Super Nats. How big is that? 10 grand to win in all 3 of those categories. So Augie Lurch, the number 12, takes the top time of 48.156 for Lurch. 48.406 for Colton Griffin, back by .250, so a quarter of a second back. Colton Griffin in the number 88. Axel Matas in the 3rd spot. Garen Boone in 4th. Chance Stevens in 5th. Christian Sherman in 6th position. Miguel Lopez ends up in 7th. Cody and Troy Deedy 8th and 9th respectively. And Alan Michelle rounds out the top 10. So qualifying now done for S2 as well. It's the number 12 of Augie Lurch on the pole position for heat number 1. Continuing through the order, we got lots of qualifying still to come. Stay with us, folks. Next up, it will be our favorite class here, at least for Cole and I, Tag Master, getting ready to rock at it.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
Is F1 your ultimate goal? If it is, do you know your path? Art Grand Prix is one of Europe's leading single-seater racing programs, winning races and titles in GP2 and GP3, the series that lead to the ultimate championship, F1. Art's new karting program is taking the international racing community by storm, developing a direct connection between karting and their top-level open-wheel teams. The connection between karting and professional motorsports is undeniable. We all know that karting provides the skills necessary to advance in the sport, and so does Art Grand Prix America. Here in the U.S., Art Grand Prix America has been formed, and its team drivers are already standing on the podium and winning races. Right now, Art GP America has a strong Arrive and Drive program and would be interested in speaking with any young competitor with F1 aspirations. We're also excited about expanding their dealer network. If you're a race shop looking for a new line for the showroom floor, call Art Grand Prix America. Be part of something bigger, much bigger. check us out online at dpowerracing.com. In 2012, Sabre Cook made history when she became the first woman in Superkarts USA to win a Pro Tour title. And if you want that same power, the power that helped carry her to the S2 Championship, you'll need to call SRS Engines. SRS is among the leading engine service centers in karting today. Owned and operated by John Sefcik, the Texas-based operation creates championship-winning power for stock Honda, Tag, and Yamaha engines. Sefcik and the SRS brand have excelled in the stock Honda category, producing a number of victories and championships on the SKUSA Pro Tour. Each and every engine that comes out of the SRS shop is assembled with precision, dyno tested, and ready to be bolted onto your kart. Today, SRS provides reliability and performance from their 2001 cylinder and head assemblies. This package is the same combination that will power many of the top teams and drivers all to the front of the field in the stock moto class on the Pro Tour and regional programs near you. Do you want that advantage? If you do, visit srsengines.com.
This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
Back live here in Tucson, Arizona. Qualifying continuing for the first of 2 race days of this year's Spring Nationals. Onto the racetrack right now, the S4 category. Other Tag Master on the track now. Tag Master brought to you by Mike Manning Karting. Quick driver out of the backs on lap number 1. It is Mike Jones out of Texas in the Dallas Karting Complex, Sodi Kart number 504T. Jones up top, 50.728. They normally have us on the PA there at Dallas Karting Complex. Hopefully we're getting everybody listening in to Mike Jones and seeing how the Dallas Karting Complex crew does here in Tucson, Arizona. If you are listening at DKC, hope you have a great time. Get back out on the racetrack and enjoy that facility. A great track out there in Dallas. Scott Falcone now up into second. Paul Bonilla in third. National number 2 and national number 1. Currently sitting second and third. Jones, Falcone, and Bonilla now separated by under 0.3 of a second. Billy Cleveland in the 19 in the 4 spot. Jim Russell Jr. in the number 21 now in 5th. Chuck Grafar, the number 3. National 3, now 6. We'll give a shout out to Track Mom and Track Dad. No doubt listening in back home. Mirko Mazzoni in the number 127 in 7th. Mazzoni quickest in the final session yesterday. Let's see if Mazzoni can get some more speed here in that Ital course. Brent Lyman in the number 4 in the 8th position. Things are starting to shake up a little bit, though. Jones still with a quick lap. 50.728 fast lap now. Falcone back by just under 0.04 of a second. 36 thousandths of a second back. A 7.28 to a 7.64. Billy Cleveland in the number 19 CRG now in third. Bonilla. And driving the number 1 actually on a Tony kart this weekend. Bonilla picking up a older model Tony kart. Going to try something a little different here this weekend. Currently in the 4th position. Last year's national champion P4. Anthony Honeywell up into the 5th position, the number 76 Spree. The Honey Badger looking good. Mazzoni now into the Fast 5 to P5 for Mazzoni. Honeywell in 6th. Russell Jr. 7th. McCaddy in 8th. Chuck Grafar in 9th and Vache Tatakian now in the 10th position. Mike Jones, regular driver in the S4 category. Does a little D2 racing as well out of the Dallas Karting Complex. His first time running here in Tag Masters, and this guy is quick. A veteran of 30-plus years in the sport. This guy knows how to wheel. The 504T leading the way now by 0.03 of a second over Falcone. Jones, a 50.728. Falcone, a 7.64. Cleveland, an 8.36. And Bonilla, a 9.96. Only 4 drivers able to get below the 51-second mark. Couple drivers together here in the last corner of the racetrack. Not sure what happened there, but a couple drivers getting together. It's the number 10 and the number 69. I'll try to figure out what drivers those are. The 69 is Dave Kanicki, and the number 10C, Jerry Henderson. Those drivers getting together over in the turn number 12, I believe that is. Contact here during qualifying. Henderson was in 15th, Kanicki in 25th. And they made contact on the racetrack and are now off for this qualifying session. Jones, Falcone, Cleveland, Bonilla, and Mazzoni top 5 as we have about 5 minutes remaining. Talked about how crazy some of the weather is up in the northern states and up into Canada. A lot of tracks getting ready to get started kind of with their, their open. Mazzoni, that's your fast 5. Jones, the Sodi Kart 504. Falcone in the national number 2 Aero. Cleveland, the number 19C CRG. Bonilla with the number 1 plate, the national number 1 plate on a Tony Kart. On the Ital course of Mirko Mazzoni in the number 127. Vortex leading the way, the Rock TT. Rotax in second, Moturi 7 and third, Rock TT 4th, and Leopard 5th. So 4 different motors in the top 5. 2 Rocks, a Rotax, a Moturi, and a Leopard. Further down the field, we've got Leopards and Rocks, and then the next Moturi, Ethan Wilson, former number 1 plate holder, in the 12th position right now in the 49. Brent Lyman just ahead of him in 11th. Paul Holbein in the 31, sitting in the 13th spot. John Dixon in the number 77, now 14th. And Jerry Henderson, as we said, that issue on the racetrack, he currently sits in the 15th position. Jones, though, leading the way by 0.03 of a second over Falcone. 3 minutes remaining here in Tag Master. Final minute in the session here for our Tag Masters drivers. Most drivers have pulled out of the pit lane here already. Mike Jones, 50.728. Looks like he's going to steal the pole position here by 0.03 of a second over Scott Falcone in the number 2. Billy Cleveland in the 19, Paul Bonilla in the number 1, and Mirko Mazzoni in the number 5. Rather, the number 127 in 5th. Anthony Honeywell now in the 6th spots, Jim Russell Jr. in 7th, Brian McCaddy 8th, Chuck Grafara in 9th, and Vache Tatakian rounding out the top 10. Brett Lyman 11th, Ethan Wilson in 12th, Paul Holbein, John Dixon, and Jerry Henderson wrap up your top 15. So checker flag will fly. It ends with Mike Jones, your pole sitter in the Tag Master category. He'll start alongside Falcone on row number 1 for the first of 2 heat races later on this morning. Again, Mike Jones on the pole in the Sodi kart for Dallas Karting Complex, a 50.728. Qualifying continuing. Next up will be S5.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
Courtney Concepts is the place for the finest karting products on the market. Courtney Concepts is a distributor for a number of popular products used every weekend at the kart track, including Motul Oil, RK and Regina Chain, and Nippon Karting products. Motul Kart Grand Prix is the spec oil for the Superkarts USA and all Pro Kart Challenge programs across the country. And Courtney Concepts has it in stock, along with a number of lubricants that Motul offers. For drive gear components, Courtney offers RK and Regina chains, available in multiple sizes and lengths. Nippon Karting products help spin those chains on their aluminum axle sprockets and their 50mm steel axle sprockets. Other products that Courtney Concepts are proud to distribute include Ico bearings, Koyo bearings, ARS oil seals, KVR motor mounts, and Sniper laser alignment systems. A complete list of dealers for these products and more are listed on the Courtney Concepts website. To add your business to their list of featured dealers, contact them at 800-667-6660 or visit CourtneyConcepts.com. Are you looking for that extra 1/10 of a second? Or are you simply trying to refine your skills behind the wheel? If so, Rollison Performance Group's driver development program can take you to that next level. Led by National Championship driver Mike Rollison, the RPG driver development program is more than just lessons at the track. Rollison and his RPG staff go in-depth with pre-race physical and mental preparation, breaking down circuits, and poring over onboard video footage and data. It's all about focusing on every aspect of the driving equation. The Rollison Performance Group is also the Northwest United States distributor for Cosmic Chassis. And in 2013, RPG will be trackside at a number of major events across the country, including the SKUSA Pro Tour and the SKUSA SuperNationals in November. If you're searching for a program that can provide more than just equipment and trackside support, you need to look at the Rollison Performance Group. For more information, head to RollisonPerformanceGroup.com.
This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
So back here in Tucson, we go from our Tag Masters drivers into the youngest category in the Stock Moto program, S5, Junior Stock Moto. Drivers now on track to get underway with their session. From what we've seen so far, most drivers quickest in the first handful of laps on the racetrack. Drivers just starting to pick up some speed here, build some heat into their tires here right now. Jared Campbell still setting the pace here right now. Campbell in the 103 leading the way. 49.383 for Campbell, your provisional pole. O'Ward in the number 2, National 2, now up into second spot, 49.4. And right behind him, your reigning champion in the S5 class, Jim McKinney. In fourth, he's now in fourth spot actually because Carter Williams just laid down a lap. 49.366. Carter Williams now to P1. Third place last year in the point, carrying that national number 3 plate on the side of that FA cart. Carter Williams doing double duty here. I think only a couple drivers doing double duty, running both S5 and Tag Junior. 49.366. 17 thousandths of a second quicker than Campbell. So your top 3 from last year in the top 4. Third leads the way. Then it's Jared Campbell in second. Then number 2, O'Ward in third. And your national number 1, Jim McKinney in fourth. Right ahead of Eric Nelson in the number 91. Nelson's been showing very well, stepping his way to the front of the order here in the S5 category. He's going to race for wins and podiums here this year on the DB Motorsports number 91 Cosmic. Carter Williams, though, with the quick lap, 49.316. Very tight field, less than a second separating your top 11 drivers here right now, but the top 5 or top 6 separated by less than 0.3 of a second. Williams, Campbell, O'Ward, McKinney, and Nelson. Garrett Dixon right there as well. He's only a half a tenth behind Nelson. Garrett Dixon in the number 94. Jacob Loomis in the 168. Derek Scott Jr. in the 101. Nathan Adds and Jesse Woodyard rounding out your top 10. Andretti Young, Max Neufer, Sondra Kirby, Evan Roshak right there as well. Time winding down in this session, just about 5.5 minutes remaining. And as we said, most drivers turning their quick laps in the top first 5 laps. Lap 3 for both Williams and Campbell, lap 4 for O'Ward, lap 2 for McKinney, and lap 4 for Nelson. That's your top 5. Again, all within the first 4 laps on the racetrack. Do again want to thank Champion Racing and Intrepid for being the presenting sponsor of our live audio coverage here of the Spring Nationals. Thank you to the Berry Hills as they once again hook up with Intrepid to bring that chassis make to the North American market. And Intrepid currently sitting in second with Jared Campbell at 103. Williams, though, with the quick lap, but he actually goes quicker. Carter Williams quicker on lap number 5, 49.131. A 49.131 for Carter Williams in the number 3. Jared Campbell in second, Patricia O'Ward in third, Jim McKinney fourth, and Eric Nelson rounding out the top 5 here. 4 minutes still remaining in S5. Looking down in the paddock, and we have the arrival of Luke Selican. Good to have you here, Luke. Little late, but not too late. Better late than never, right? Luke Selican has arrived. Your national #1 plate holder in the tag junior category will be able to start that first heat race. So Selican is here, and the game is on. Still 3 minutes remaining on the clock here, folks, in this category here, but I believe everybody off the racetrack already. So considering it's not a hot pit, we'll be able to shut this one down because every driver in S5 has already came into pit lane. Carter Williams is going to take the pole position in S5, a 49.131 for Carter. Great job for him on the Phil Giebler Racing FA kart. Jared Campbell, second quick in the 103 Patricio Award, and the #2 is third. Your reigning champion, Jim McKinney, on the KGB in the 4th spot, and Eric Nelson rounding out the top 5. S5 wrapped up. This category brought to you by Ital Course America, and it is Carter Williams with the quick lap of 49.131. Qualifying, it will continue here. Stick with us. Lots more to come on ekartingnews.com.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
Everyone knows that it takes money to go racing. It's also common knowledge that investing in yourself is always a wise strategy. When it comes to graduating from karting to open-wheel Formula car racing, there's really only one option that keeps you in control, and that's the Formula Enterprises race car from SCCA Enterprises. The Formula Enterprises car has the features and performance of a 21st century racing machine. And it has its own regional and national category within the SCCA that provides an unparalleled event schedule. And it's now the spec car for the national class in the USF 2000 Championship, the first rung on the Mazda road to Indy. This is a serious race car, built for drivers who are serious about development and affordability. If you're investing in your own racing, invest in yourself. The Formula Enterprises car holds its value thanks to its spec program, and it will get you on the racetrack more affordably than any other open-wheel car available. For more information, or to find an SCCA Enterprises customer service rep near you, head to sccaenterprises.com.
This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
Welcome back, folks. Live coverage continuing here on ekartingnews.com. This is the opening round of the 2013 SKUSA Pro Tour. It's the Spring Nationals. And 125 times 2. Almost 225 drivers in the paddock, closing in on that. We said magic 200 mark. We obliterated that. 250 would be the next one. This Pro Tour just continues to grow and grow. People coming out and having a great time. And, of course, when you get a chance to run against so many top-quality competitors, you can only help but improve your own driving. When you take that back to your regional program, man, you're all the better for it. If you want to get better, you got to run against better drivers, and you can do that here for sure on the Pro Tour. What a series here for 2013. So on the racetrack now, Tag Senior. Number of drivers still sitting in pit lane. You may see that too. You may see a bunch of drivers waiting right to the tail end here because we know now probably going to have to get your fast lap in within the first 3, 4, 5 laps. So most drivers, I can't see them turning 10 or 11 laps on the racetrack here now. And again, it's all about trying to find open racetrack. Bunch of them coming out together here right now. We'll get a bead on that. I want to say those drivers are the Art GP drivers, all coming out here together. Indeed. 4 drivers for Art GP, all rolling on track together to try to qualify. Let's see how those drivers do when they roll around here. best outlap thus far. Phil DeLeo, national number 1, your reigning champion in the tag senior category, 49.540. 49.540 for DeLeo. Second quick, we haven't seen him in a while. Great to have him back out here. Brandon Jones on the arrow for Kart Sport North America, former Starset karting champion in the tag category, the number 84 of Brandon Jones. In the number 49.671. Jones P2. On the energy now, Alejo Fernandez in third. Drivers coming out here for Art GP, Andrew Zimmer, Andrew Wiener, Juan Jimenez, and Andreas Sabalos, all onto the racetrack together here. We'll see what kind of times they can turn running together. DeLeo still leads in the 1. Jones in the 84 in second. Fernandez in the 126 third. Jake Craig in the Cosmic number 60, now in the 4th spot. Matt Johnson in the number 412 on the energy in 5th. Bailey Murphy in the 313 in 6th position right now. Seventh is Mason Chalutz. 8th, Austin Elliott. 9th, Andre Nicastro. And 10th, Nick Rivellini. TJ Coyen in the number 68 now jumps up into the 4th spot. DeLeo, Jones, Fernandez, Coyen, and Craig, top 5. Number of drivers waiting till late in the run here to roll on track. Mason Daughters, Dakota Dickerson, Austin Dement, Jonathan May, Travis Lowe, Wyatt Manis, all coming out for their first lap around the racetrack here. Again, as we said, we didn't expect these drivers to put in too many laps. Seems to be top 5 is the best time to roll out your quickest circuit. DeLeo still on top. Brandon Jones in second. TJ Coyen in the number 68 Xpree. Now up into third. 49.825 for Coyen. Mason Daughters on his outlap up into 7th. 49.897 for Daughters. A 49.920 for May. Jonathan May now to P4. New driver to the top time. 49.520. Travis Lowe to P1. Travis Lowe in the 63 to P1. 49.520. DeLeo second. Jones third. Coyen fourth. Jonathan May fifth. Just over 0.2 of a second separating your top 5. Top 27 drivers of the 40 within a second. Travis Lowe, though, in the 63, setting the pace here in the Tony Kart. 49.520 for Lowe. DeLeo second by 0.02 of a second. Brandon Jones now third. Arrows running in second and third. Coyen in the Xpree in 4th. Jonathan May on the FA Kart, 5th. Alejo Fernandez, Jake Craig, Matt Johnson, Andrew Wiener, and Mason Daughters rounding out the top 10. Four minutes remaining still. Travis Lowe setting the pace here. 49.520 for Lowe. Brandon Jones already into pit lane in the number 84. Currently in that 3rd position for Jones. 49.671. Coyen remains on the racetrack. Not seeing Lowe. Travis Lowe maybe into pit lane. Here's your top 10. Lowe, DeLeo, Jones, Coyen, and May. That's the top 5. Zimmer, Fernandez, Daughters, Craig, and Johnson. Now the top 10. Still 3 minutes to go. Number of drivers pulling off here. Bailey Murphy into pit lane as well. All the way through the scales. He currently sits in the 13th position. Time winding down here. Travis Lowe still with the quick time of 49.520. Yeah, a number of drivers here into pit lane already. Lowe, DeLeo, Jones, Coyne, and May. Top 5. Mason Daughters, Jonathan May, and Travis Lowe remain on the racetrack. They just went by again. Jonathan May turning his quickest lap, 49.734. He's in 4th, just ahead of Coyen. $49.5 for both Lowe and DeLeo. Top 2 drivers separated by just 0.02 of a second. Under 2 minutes remaining in the session. Looks like we got a bunch of drivers still on the racetrack looking for more speed here. 49.595 last time by for Lowe on lap number 7. Almost matches his fast time. Just not even a 10th off, a couple hundredths of a second off. Wow, Travis Lowe has got a hot rod here this weekend, the number 63 Tony Kart. 49.520, last time by a 49.595. 0.07 of a second slower on a lap number 7. Lowe, DeLeo, Jones, May, and Coyne, your fast 5. See if Lowe pulls off into pit lane this time by, and he does, and it looks like the remainder of the field coming in as well. So that will wrap it up, folks. We had a minute left to go, but everybody into pit lane. No hot pit means we are done. Travis Lowe with the pole position, 49.520. Good one for Travis, but consistent as well. That wasn't just a flyer. He turned a 49.520 on lap 2 and a 5.95 on lap number 7. Lowe has got a great race car. Let's see how he does come heat race time earlier in the morning. Phil DeLeo ends up in 2nd, Brandon Jones 3rd, Jonathan May in 4th, and TJ Coyen rounding out your top 5. Tag seniors done. Our huge S4 field now on the grid getting set to go, but the pole position in a stacked tag senior category, Travis Lowe in the number 63, obviously riding with a little bit of help this weekend.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
US. Do you want to be the best? Then join the Kart Sport North America program today. Now entering its 3rd season, the exclusive U.S. and Mexico importer for the Aero Racing Karts has soared to the top of the industry by helping put its drivers and equipment at the front of the field on the track. The Aero brand earned the eKartingNews.com Constructors Championship in 2010 and finished 2nd in 2011. Kart Sport North America was also named Team of the Year in 2010. Kartsport North America is the importer for a number of products to complement the Aero brand, including SKF bearings, KartTech products, CZ chain, iPrisma tire gauges, Oryx wheels, and ORG racewear. In 2013, the team will provide support and arrive and drive programs for the Florida Winter Tour, the SKUSA Pro Tour, WKA Manufacturers Cup Series, and the Rotax Grand Nationals. The operation is located at the state-of-the-art Mooresville Motorplex in North Carolina and is the on-site Pro Shop and Rotax Service Center. Listen to this weekend's broadcast to hear the Kartsport North America and Aero Racing Kart drivers at the front of the field. If you want to be a part of this growing program, be sure to contact us at kartsportna.com.
This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
Back here in Tucson, Arizona for the Spring Nationals, our live coverage of today's action continuing, presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Rolling on track now, S4. S4 category brought to you by DRT Racing. Master Stock Moto, and we have a stacked group of drivers here. Able to top the 30 mark, so they'll race for $1,000. It'll be $500 to win in the S4 category in the combined weekend points. 34 or 35 drivers, I believe, in the field, closing on that max of 40. This category really starting to take off. I'm just loving it. And a stacked group of drivers, talented, passionate about the sport, love it. And we're even missing some of the guys we'd love to have here, too. Number of drivers not able to make it here this weekend. Roy Montgomery being one of them. We always enjoy having Roy being part of the program. He was a little too busy, not able to make the trek. Mike Mantell as well, a young driver running, I say young, but I'll say young side of the S4 category. Texas native living in California now, Mike Mantell, missing him. See, Mantell went from Texas to California, and I think Montgomery went from California to Texas, so we just flip-flopped S4 drivers. Hopefully we'll see them down the line at the very least at the Super Nationals in November. Speaking of Texas, one of the drivers they're going to have to chase here this weekend, national number 3, Jordan Musser on the 3G Kart Racing Burrell. 48.985 for Musser, P1. Eddie Olpen in the number 1. National 1 champion last year, Olpen in the Cosmic, now in second. Lance Lane in the DR Kart number 65 in third spot. Folks, do want to let everybody know we do have a couple packages actually here at registration. DRT Racing and Snow Racing. You have packages at registration from UPS. Musser leads the way. Olpen second. The 65 of Lance Lane third. The 422 of Willie Musgrave now in fourth. And the number 53 of Mike Potikin rounding out the top 5. Daryl Tunnell now 6th. Mike McDonough 7th. Steve McCaffrey in 8th. Greg Nelson 9th. And Jet Davis rounding out the top 10. But only 21 drivers have taken times now. Everyone else rolling on track. S4 sponsored by DRT Racing. Qualifying underway. 5 minutes in, still 7 to go. Curtis Cooksey now into second in the number 41, the Las Vegas native. 49.062. Cooksey in the Acceleration Kart Racing CRG. Rob Logan in the 33, now up into fourth spot. Logan, fourth, 49.555. Lance Lane holding on to fifth. Justin Peck now jumping up into the top 15. He'll go to 14th. And the number 249, Justin Peck, 14th spot. Here comes PP Mastro in the Ital course number 2C. Mastro goes to 5th. PP Mastro to 5th spot. Musser, Cooksey, Open, Logan, and Mastro the top 5. Lane, Musgrave, Potikin, Tunnel, and Don McGregor completing the top 10. Chris Jennings and Robert Marks still to come, as is Nick Firestone, a former podium finisher here in the Spring Nats in the 66. Still have not laid down their first full lap. Field looks like it's clear now in the grid area. Tag Cadet now rolling in. Here comes Jennings. Chris Jennings in the Jimmy John's DR Kart number 175T, a former S4 winner at the Super Nationals. Jennings out of Texas, currently 17th on the outlap. Robert Marks, though, in the 103 Team Vidalia CRG USA car. P3, 49.115 for Marks on his outlap. Just over a tenth of a second behind Musser. Cooksey second, Marks third, Open fourth, McGregor now 5th. Marks not able to go any quicker on his second lap through. Musser still leads the way of 48.985, the only driver into the 48s. Musser, Cooksey, Marks, Open, and McGregor. Don McGregor now up into 5th position in the Ital Kart number 71R. The Canadian driver, P5, 49.470. Less than a half a second off. Logan back to 6th. Mastro, Lane, Musgrave, and Potikin cap off the top 10. Jennings able to get up into 18th spot, but that's it. 50.422 for Jennings. Still 3 minutes remaining, but a bunch of drivers already in the pit lane here. Let's have a look where our top drivers are from last year. Eddie Open, P1 last year, 4th right now in the order. Second overall last year in points, Trevor McAllister, 26th right now, 51.028. Trouble for McAllister in that qualifying run. 2 seconds off the pace right now, must have been an issue. He only did 2 laps on the racetrack. Third last year in points, Jordan Musser, though, showing the best thus far. P1, 48.985, the only driver into the 48s. Musser in the number 3. The 3G Kart Racing Burrell. A couple of drivers remain on track now. Nick Firestone, David Conyers, and Jet Davis. Davis currently in the 14th spot. Conyers now 23rd in the number 33D, the KGB, 50.594 for Conyers. Jet Davis, best lap of 49.996. Cooksey back by just 7/100ths of a second, though. Musser, Cooksey, Marks, Open, and McGregor. That is your top 5. Firestone gets his first lap in, 49.880. Firestone to 12th on his outlap. See if Nick Firestone can find a little bit more here in the Zanardi number 66. Again, similar deal here in the S4 category. First 3 laps, the best. Jordan Musser on lap number 2. Curtis Cooksey on lap 1, as it was for Robert Marks. Lap 1 the best. Eddie Olpin on lap 3. Don McGregor, lap number 3 as well. Logan, lap 1. PP Mastro, lap 1. Lance Lane, lap 2. That was for 8th. Chris Jennings gets one more lap here. Firestone jumps up into 6th as well. Still a minute remaining. Firestone now into 6th position on lap number 2 of 49.538. Chris Jennings jumps up to 8th here on lap number 6 of 50.210. Jennings 1.2 seconds back of Musser now. Musser, Cooksey, Marks, Olpin, and McGregor, the top 5. Jennings actually coming to a stop on the exit of turn number 1. But Jordan Musser with the quickest lap, 48.985. Trying to see if, it looks like one more lap around here for Firestone. No quicker. 49.911. He'll end up in the 6th position. Got the checker flag last time by. That's going to cap off this session here. Jordan Musser, 48.985. Pole sitter in the S4 class. Curtis Cooksey ends up in 2nd. Robert Marks in 3rd. Eddie Olpin 4th. Don McGregor in 5th. Late session run for Nick Firestone to 6th spot. Rob Logan ends up in 7th. PP Mastro 8th. Lance Lane 9th. And Willie Musgrave capping off your top 10. Just under 7/10 of a second separate the top 10 drivers in the S4 order. So qualifying continuing, just 2 more categories left to go. Tag Cadet and S1. Tag Cadet drivers on the grid. And we'll have that coverage live here on ekartingnews.com after this break.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
Do you remember Intrepid? Of course you do. Their record in the U.S. includes countless wins and championships, from club racing to the Stars of Karting Series and the SKUSA SuperNationals. Well, Intrepid is back, and they've teamed with Champion Racing once more. Quality, innovative, and amazingly affordable. These are the words that describe the new era of Intrepid. It was 10 years ago when Champion Racing first partnered with Intrepid, and the results were staggering. Multiple victories were garnered at major events, and many titles were won, including the ekartingnews.com Team of the Year 2 years in a row. Brett and Rodney Berryhill are committed to the new era of Intrepid and securing a strong presence in the North American market. If you're ready to win, think Champion Racing and Intrepid. Is F1 your ultimate goal? If it is, do you know your path? Art Grand Prix is one of Europe's leading single-seater racing programs, winning races and titles in GP2 and GP3, the series that lead to the ultimate championship, F1. Art's new karting program is taking the international racing community by storm, developing a direct connection between karting and their top-level open-wheel teams. The connection between karting and professional motorsports is undeniable. We all know that karting provides the skills necessary to advance in the sport, and so does Art Grand Prix America. Here in the U.S., Art Grand Prix America has been formed, and its team drivers are already standing on the podium and winning races. Right now, Art GP America has a strong Arrive and Drive program and would be interested in speaking with any young competitor with F1 aspirations. We're also excited about expanding their dealer network. If you're a race shop looking for a new line for the showroom floor, call Art Grand Prix America. Be part of something bigger, much bigger. Check us out online at dpowerracing.com. In 2012, Sabre Cook made history when she became the first woman in Superkarts USA to win a Pro Tour title. And if you want that same power, the power that helped carry her to the S2 Championship, you'll need to call SRS Engines. SRS is among the leading engine service centers in karting today. Owned and operated by John Sefcik, the Texas-based operation creates championship-winning power for stock Honda, Tag, and Yamaha engines. Sefcik and the SRS brand have excelled in the stock Honda category, producing a number of victories and championships on the SKUSA Pro Tour. Each and every engine that comes out of the SRS shop is assembled with precision, dyno tested, and ready to be bolted onto your kart. Today, SRS provides reliability and performance from their 2001 cylinder and head assemblies. This package is the same combination that will power many of the top teams and drivers all to the front of the field in the stock moto class on the Pro Tour and regional programs near you. Do you want that advantage? If you do, visit srsengines.com.
This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
Back live here, folks, as qualifying continuing at the opening round of the SKUSA Pro Tour, the Spring Nationals here in Tucson. Tag Cadet now on the racetrack. This category brought to you by Leading Edge Motorsports. Quickest outlap, Philip Niemkowitz in the number 10, 57.909. And normally, as I said from the top of the broadcast, we give these guys a couple of laps to get things going. But we've really got to get at it immediately. The quickest lap times are coming right out of the box here. Lap 1, 2, and 3. Zoe Edenholm jumping into the P1 position, the number 21 CRG, a 56.770. Jackson Logsdon now, P1, 56.593 in the number 99. Stingray Robb in the 316 in third. Ryan Sharto in the number 17 in fourth. Miles Farhan in the 981, now in the fifth spot. Still a couple of drivers not yet turning their first lap on the racetrack. Anthony Willis, Nick Bruckner, Chase Farley, and Roy Fulmer. 4 drivers we expect that may have the pace to be here in the top 10. Jackson Logsdon with the quickest lap thus far, a 56.593. Riley Dickinson in the 53, 56.758. Zoe Edenholm in third. Gary Lyles in fourth, and Stingray Robb in fifth. Dante Yu now in the sixth spot. Ryan Sharto in seventh. Miles Farhan in eighth. And here comes Jagger Jones. Jagger Jones in the 98 now to P1. 56.517. Jagger Jones in the Tony Kart to the top of the charts here. Jones, Logsdon, Robb, Dickinson, and Edenholm now the top 5. Tag Cadet qualifying underway. 4 minutes down, 8 to go. New driver up top. Chase Farley now in the 100 has taken over the top time. Farley P1. Anthony Willis now into the second position in the number 73. Nick Bruckner in the 74 now to third. Jagger Jones in fourth and Stingray Robb fifth. Farley 56.093. Chase Farley leading the way, as I said, 56.093. Here comes Roy Fulmer in the 186. He'll go to fifth spot now, 56.343. Roy Fulmer into the fast five, 56.343. Stingray Robb in the sixth spot. Jackson Logsdon in seventh. Trenton Sparks in eighth. Ryan Charteau ninth. And Jace Jones rounding out your top 10. Chase Farley, a 55.894. Still 5.5 minutes remaining. Tag cadets out there rocking and rolling. Chase Farley still leading the way, 55.797. Now quick lap, 0.3 of a second quicker than Bruckner. Farley on the energy number 100. Bruckner, the Burrell number 74. Anthony Willis now third in the DR, number 73. Roy Fulmer up to fourth. Jagger Jones now fifth. Stingray Robb in the sixth spot. Trenton Sparks in seventh. Jackson Logsdon runs eighth. Ryan Charteau now in the ninth position, and Jace Jones rounding out the top 10. Farley at 55.797 leading the way. Still about 2.5 minutes remaining in the session here for our tag cadets. Again, this category brought to you by Leading Edge Motorsports. Unlike the other categories where drivers turning their fastest laps on that opening lap, maybe the first 2 or 3 laps, tag cadets usually take a little bit longer. Obviously, a little longer to get the tires up to temperature with the lower weight, but sometimes these drivers take a little bit longer to get the head focused when they get out there on the racetrack, and gives them a couple laps to kind of get things into the groove. Chase Farley, 55.797. Provisional pole here in tag cadet. Bruckner, Willis, Fulmer, and Jagger Jones still your top 5. Checker flag now flying to end the session here for Tag Cadet. Final run to the line. Last year's champion Hunter Kelly struggling here today. 21st for Hunter Kelly, back by 1.2 seconds. 57.029 for Hunter Kelly in the national number one. Chase Farley in the 100 wide, leading the way though, 55.797. Both Willis and Bruckner across the line. They're not able to go any quicker. Wrapping things up here in Tag Cadet. All we have left after that will be S1. They'll have their hot pit session here coming up. Flag caps things off here in the Tag Cadet class. Chase Farley wins the pole position for day number one. 55.797 for Chase Farley. Nick Bruckner in second. Anthony Willis third. Roy Fulmer in fourth. And Jagger Jones rounds out the top five. Good run for Chase Farley. 55.797, winning the pole in Tag Cadet. 7 classes down, just one more to go. Stick with us, folks, on ekartingnews.com, because next up, it's a hot pit session for S1. They're qualifying next up here on EKN.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
In 2012, Sabre Cook made history when she became the first woman in Superkarts USA to win a Pro Tour title. And if you want that same power, the power that helped carry her to the S2 Championship, you'll need to call SRS Engines. SRS is among the leading engine service centers in karting today. Owned and operated by John Sefcik, the Texas-based operation creates championship-winning power for stock Honda, Tag, and Yamaha engines. Sefcik and the SRS brand have excelled in the stock Honda category, producing a number of victories and championships on the SKUSA Pro Tour. Each and every engine that comes out of the SRS shop is dyno tested and ready to be bolted onto your kart. Today, SRS provides reliability and performance from their 2001 cylinder and head assemblies. This package is the same combination that will power many of the top teams and drivers all to the front of the field in the stock moto class on the Pro Tour and regional programs near you. Do you want that advantage? If you do, visit srsengines.com. Courtney Concepts is the place for the finest karting products on the market. Courtney Concepts is a distributor for a number of popular products used every weekend at the kart track, including Motul Oil, RK and Regina Chain, and Nippon Karting products. Motul Kart Grand Prix is the spec oil for the Superkarts USA and all Pro Kart Challenge programs across the country. And Courtney Concepts has it in stock, along with a number of lubricants that Motul offers. For drive gear components, Courtney offers RK and Regina chains, available in multiple sizes and lengths. Nippon Karting products help spin those chains on their aluminum axle sprockets and their 50mm steel axle sprockets. Other products that Courtney Concepts are proud to distribute include Ico bearings, Koyo bearings, ARS oil seals, KVR motor mounts, and Sniper laser alignment systems. A complete list of dealers for these products and more are listed on the Courtney Concepts website. To add your business to their list of featured dealers, contact them at 800-667-6660 or visit CourtneyConcepts.com. Are you looking for that extra tenth of a second? Or are you simply trying to refine your skills behind the wheel? If so, Rawlison Performance Group's driver development program can take you to that next level. Led by national championship driver Mike Rawlison, the RPG driver development program is more than just lessons at the track. Rawlison and his RPG staff go in depth with pre-race physical and mental preparation, breaking down circuits, and poring over onboard video footage and data. It's all about focusing on every aspect of the driving equation. The Rawlison Performance Group is also the Northwest United States distributor for Cosmic Chassis. And in 2013, RPG will be trackside at a number of major events across the country, including the SKUSA Pro Tour and the SKUSA SuperNationals in November. If you're searching for a program that can provide more than just equipment and trackside support, you need to look at the Rawlison Performance Group. For more information, head to RawlisonPerformanceGroup.com. Everyone knows that it takes money to go racing. It's also common knowledge that investing in yourself is always a wise strategy. When it comes to graduating from karting to open-wheel Formula car racing, there's really only one option that keeps you in control, and that's the Formula Enterprises race car from SCCA Enterprises. The Formula Enterprises car has the features and performance of a 21st century racing machine, and it has its own regional and national category within the SCCA that provides an unparalleled event schedule. And it's now the spec car for the national class in the USF 2000 Championship, the first rung on the Mazda road to Indy. This is a serious race car, built for drivers who are serious about development and affordability. If you're investing in your own racing, invest in yourself. The Formula Enterprises car holds its value thanks to its spec program, and it will get you on the racetrack more affordably than any other open-wheel car available. For more information, or to find an SCCA Enterprises customer service rep near you, head to sccaenterprises.com.
Do you want to be the best? Then join the Kart Sport North America program today. Now entering its third season, the exclusive U.S. and Mexico importer for the Aero Racing Karts has soared to the top of the industry by helping put its drivers and equipment at the front of the field on the track. The Aero brand earned the eKartingNews.com Constructors Championship in 2010 and finished second in 2011. Kart Sport North America was also named Team of the Year in 2010. Kart Sport North America is the importer for a number of products to complement the Aero brand, including SKF bearings, KartTech products, CZ chain, iPrisma tire gauges, Oryx wheels, and ORG racewear. In 2013, the team will provide support and arrive and drive programs for the Florida Winter Tour, the SKUSA Pro Tour, WKA Manufacturers Cup Series, and the Rotax Grand Nationals. The operation is located at the state-of-the-art Mooresville Motorplex in North Carolina and is the on-site Pro Shop and Rotax Service Center. Listen to this weekend's broadcast to hear the Kart Sport North America and Aero Racing Kart drivers at the front of the field. If you want to be a part of this growing program, be sure to contact us at kartsportna.com.
Do you remember Intrepid? Of course you do. Their record in the U.S. includes countless wins and championships, from club racing to the Stars of Karting Series and the SKUSA SuperNationals. Well, Intrepid is back, and they've teamed with Champion Racing once more. Quality, innovative, and amazingly affordable. These are the words to describe the new era of Intrepid. It was 10 years ago when Champion Racing first partnered with Intrepid, and the results were staggering. Multiple victories were garnered at major events, and many titles were won, including the eKartingNews.com Team of the Year 2 years in a row. Brett and Rodney Berryhill are committed to the new era of Intrepid and securing a strong presence in the North American market. If you're ready to win, think Champion Racing and Intrepid.
This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
One class looking to try to keep that going here this weekend. It would be a massive win for the rookie if he could come in here and steal one at the Spring Nats or even sweep the weekend. Lots of competition to battle him here, though. Keenan Schmidtke, second quick, 49.110, back by 0.6 of a second. Matthias Podbo in the 88, a 49.124. Lloyd Mack, a 49.220, and Jimmy McNeil, 49.518. Musgrave doesn't go any quicker the next time by, 48.631. 48.449, the quickest right now for Musgrave. Just a stellar field here. Last year's champion with the national number 1 on, Fritz Leisman. Second last year with the number 2. National 2, Joey Wimsett, and National 3, Daniel Bray. Other drivers to watch for a couple years now in the senior category, this S1 class, Jake French in the number 16, now aboard a DR kart. Let's see what he's got. Another rookie in the category, Alex Gumpfer, the Flying Hawaiian in the Tony Kart number 15, S2 frontrunner last year, has made the jump to S1. Kyle Hathcox as well in the number 24. Mike Beanie in the 25. The Wild Thing, Josh Lane in the number 44. Corey Milne in the 105. Tyler Bennett in the 124. Cody Hodgson in the 155. S2 champion from last year, Sabra Cook in the 317. And Christian Bird in the 324. 20-minute hot pit session, rather 50-minute hot pit session. Drivers with the opportunity to come into pit lane. One already does so. That's the 141 of Lloyd Mack. He's into pit lane now. Quickest lap for Mack right now, a 49.077. Max into pit lane. McNeil now gets down to a 48.733. So Jimmy McNeil in the 101 CRG now up into second. Back by under 0.3 of a second from Musgrave. McNeil, former S4 Pro Tour champion. Last year jumping back up into the S1 category to challenge himself one last time. See how long Jimmy's able to stay here in the S1 category before maybe making a move back over into S4, but at this point still a strong runner in this S1 category, currently sitting P2. Billy Musgrave into pit lane now, 48.449. Couple more drivers getting ready to roll out here. Looks like it might be Daniel Bray. Daniel Bray indeed. The driver trying to hang with him here. They're going to try to not get in somebody else's fast lap. That's the key here. You do not want to take up somebody's fast lap. We're obviously penalizing people if you do come out and do that. We had a penalty. One of the S4 drivers can be penalized for coming out onto the racetrack right in front of someone on a flyer. You have to be cognizant of your fellow competitors here on your slow opening laps. Number of drivers coming out on the racetrack, as I said, the number 3 of Bray being one of them. Here comes national number 2. Joey Wimsett on the CRG now onto the racetrack. And here comes the number 1 plate. Fritz Leisman on track. Josh Lane as well rolling out here. Jimmy McNeil happy with the times he's laid down, so he's already finished. McNeil currently second, 48.733. He's done the scales. He's done. More drivers coming into pit lane. Matthias Podbo in the number 88 now into pit lane. Musgrave's time still standing, 48.449. He's come into pit lane. I don't know if Musgrave's got back out there yet. On track now, Leisman, Bird, Bray, Hodgson, Beanie, Jake French, all on the racetrack now. Here come the first laps. Out lap for Jake French. He'll go into now the 4th spot. Alec Gumpfer now to 3rd. 48.837 for Gumpfer. Here comes Joey Wimsett to P1 out of the box. 48.372. Wimsett to P1. Musgrave back into 2nd. Corey Milne now into 3rd position in the 105. Corey Milne to 3rd. Sabra Cook to 4th. Sabra Cook to P4. She'll go down to 5th now as Leisman goes to 2nd. 48.434. Fritz Leisman now to 2nd spot. Just 0.06 of a second behind Wimsett and just 1/100th of a second quicker than Musgrave. Wimsett, Leisman, Musgrave, Milne, and Bray the top 5. Cook now in 6th. McNeil 7th. Hodgson 8th. Gumpfer 9th, and Jake French rounds out your top 10. Joey Wimsett now with the provisional pole time. 48.372. Last time a 48.440. His second quick lap still would have put him third. Leisman goes a little quicker, 48.420, but he's back by half a tenth. 48 thousandths of a second separating first and second. Final qualifying run of the day. Into heat races next. All of this live on ekartingnews.com. Spread the word. Let everybody know we're live all weekend long. Do want to thank Champion Racing and Intrepid for being our presenting sponsor here this weekend of this EKN live broadcast. Alec Gumpher turns his quickest lap of 48.652. Good enough for 7th right now. Gumpher in 7th. Sabra Cook now into the fast 5. 48 point. She goes to 4th. 48.474. Cook to 4th spot. And here comes Fritzer. P1, Fritz Leisman. 48.247. Leisman steals the pole away from Wimsett. First and second last year, first and second in the order right now. Leisman, your reigning champion and number 1 plate holder, P1. Wimsett in second. Musgrave third. Sabra Cook in 4th. Corey Milne in 5th spot. Daniel Bray in the 6th position. Alec Gumpher, Jimmy McNeil, Cody Hodgson, and Jake French round out your top 10. Less than 9/10 of a second separate the entire S1 field. $48.247 for Leisman. Just over 2 minutes or under 2 minutes remaining in the session. Leisman, Wimsett, 1-2, separated by just over a tenth. Matthias Podbo headed to pit lane to make an adjustment. He's back on track. Not sure if the way these tires are reacting to the asphalt here in Tucson is going to make this hot pit do anything for you. You almost have to get the job done the first couple of laps. Again, the entire order here in S1, 3 laps or less for your fast lap. Lap 3 for Leisman. The opening lap for both Wimsett and Musgrave. Lap 3 for Cook. Sabra Cook, lap 5 goes to P3. Cook now to 3rd as she goes quicker than Musgrave. 48.435. Sabra Cook now into the 3rd spot. 14 thousandths of a second quicker than Musgrave. Cook just under 2/10 of a second off of Leisman. Lap number 5 for Cook. Podbo trying to get some more speed here. He'll get the checkered flag, as does Keenan Schmidtke. Checkered flag flying. Does anyone have anything for Leisman here at the end? Here comes Sabra Cook looking for one more. Sabra Cook across the line. No quicker. 48.559, but still a solid lap that would have kept her in the top 6. So Sabra Cook, your S2 champion from last year, showing well in the CRG USA entry. Fritz Leisman on top. Joey Wimsett in second. Cook in third. Billy Musgrave ends up in 4th. Corey Milne in the CRG number 105, 5th quick. Back by just over 2/10 of a second. Daniel Bray ends up in 6th spot. Alex Gumpher in 7th. Jimmy McNeil 8th. Cody Hodgson 9th. And Jake French rounding out your top 10. Less than 9/10 of a second separating the entire field here in S1. What a great qualifying effort. Fritz Leisman and Joey Wimsett, who battled for the championship last year, end up again first and second. Leisman with the national number 1 plate, Wimsett with the national number 2, and that is where they sit in the order after our opening qualifying run for S1. Leisman with a 48.247, Wimsett a 48.372, just over a tenth of a second, separating second and third, but it's the 2 rookies, Sabra Cook and Billy Musgrave, 3rd and 4th, as they battle for Rookie of the Year here. Corey Milne rounding out your Fast 5. Qualifying now done for race number 1 of the Pro Tour and race number 1 of this doubleheader in Tucson, Arizona. Qualifying done. Heat race round number 1 next up. And stay with us. It'll all be live on ekartingnews.com.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.